Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, we're going to start Facebook Live program, and this is going to be a very special program because we are, we have got a boy of class 10 who is actually Wonder Boy, and we are going to talk with the boy regarding so many aspects. And as you know, this year is really have got so many occasions in our nation, for our life. Niloy is a boy of class 10. He is in Rashid Cantonment School and College, and he has got so many areas of knowledge. And today, he will discuss his knowledge about his knowledge, his experience, and we we are going to start our program, welcoming our visitors, our listeners once again. And Mr. Niloy, we are welcoming you and good evening to our program.
Good evening, Uncle. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There are lots of subjects we are going to discuss. As we know, you are a boy of class 10 and you use internet to develop your skills, to develop your knowledge, and to develop so many things. First of all, we're going to discuss you as a student of class 10. How do you use internet actually? What do you like to get from internet if you want to discuss? Because you know there are huge students will listen the program, will enjoy the program. So as a student, you tell us how do you use internet, as well as what do you want to develop yourself from internet. Please, you can start.
Okay. Thank you very much, Uncle, for giving me the opportunity to be here on the live program tonight. I would like to start remembering and recognizing the honorable father of our Bengali nation, our Bangladeshi nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. And he was such a nice politician, one of the best of the world, as I know. And he's really one of my idols anyway. So you have asked me that how do I use the internet for developing myself, right?
Yes.
So internet. We all know that it's a very one of the greatest wonders of science, and yes, I use it for my development as well as my entertainment. For my development in studies as well as in extracurricular activities, I use internet. I use YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I have subscriptions on those channels, and they post videos regularly, and I watch those videos very attentively. And by watching those videos, I get some knowledge, I get some information, and that really helps me. And sometimes I also watch some documentaries about literature as well as history and philosophy. Then I also use YouTube for my entertainment purposes. I just don't want to talk about that because I just want to talk about my developments right now. So YouTube, it's a very vast platform. It's a very big platform. A lot of people they upload videos every day, as well as they also watch videos. And topics are so many. Are really, not we don't have the time to describe everything in a very small amount of time. But I watch videos on Twitter, as I told you before, on history, as well as I also watch videos on, about my studies, my academic background. I just want to talk about my academic background. Sometimes I use YouTube for my, so that I can just get some help about all my studies anyway. I also watch YouTube videos for knowing news as well as a lot of scientific facts, and I also watch YouTube videos so that I can some knowledge and some inspirations from motivational videos. And I also watch some cinemas that gives me some information as well as knowledge, as well as something that everybody should have. But most of us do not have that. We just cannot expect ourselves to be in that position. That is called emotion, as well as the emotion. When you see something historical in YouTube, you're watching a historical film on YouTube, and the presentation is not so good as it is right now. On you watch the Hollywood movies, but you are watching with total appreciation as well as.
If Mr. Niloy, I'm going to taking some opportunity to question you, and that is, if I ask you, which area have you got improvement from your life by internet?
Well, if I talk about internet, I was talking about YouTube. I watched a lot of YouTube videos for improving my skills of speaking in English and also listening.
What type of video do you actually enjoy?
Well, I enjoyed some videos of some random YouTube videos. I cannot just remember the names right now, but the videos were nice, as well as some videos of literature, as well as news, as well as I also watched videos from CBS.
If I question you, you are a student of class 10. You have some science. You have a science book. You have arts, Bengali, English, and there are so many books. If you don't understand something in mathematics or something in science or something in English, if you go through YouTube, do you feel that will help you to understand the matter very well?
Yes, of course, because we know that Bangladesh is now growing in the platform of internet. A lot of teachers from different schools and colleges of our country, they are making YouTube videos on various topics of mathematics, which are, for some students, those topics are really hard. That many of the teachers, as well as coaching teachers, private teachers, they cannot actually make them realize too much. So a lot of YouTubers who are teachers, respectively, they're very respectable persons. They they use their own methods, and they also use a lot of visual animations and graphics that students can learn that thing with appreciation as well as with the joy, and also they can get some knowledge as well as they can understand the topics, the rules of mathematics, rules of physics more properly. So I think it really helps, because it really helped me while I was in lockdown last year. A lot of teachers, I wasn't connected with them, but I used the YouTube so that I can just get, some help in my studies, understand some hard topics in the mathematics and physics, So that's all I got to say.
Yes, that is where we're going to tell to our student that he or she can develop his or her own academic purpose from YouTube or internet, as well as on can develop any sort of self-development like English speaking, like computer designing, like motivational speech, like the life of some great people, and there are so many things. Everything we can have in internet. So that first thing is students can develop their academic things from internet, as well as he can develop his outer interest from there. Is this okay?
Yes, of course. You know, we have seen a lot of people who are freelancer, and many of them are, you know, they don't go to an institution for having knowledges. Like online classes is the best option right now. Many of the students who are admitted into many universities around the world, but they cannot afford themselves to go there and study, you know, physically. So many of them are using online platforms so that they can take some courses from the respectable teachers of many universities from Europe as well as from America, and they're actually studying at home. But they're really studying. They're really enriching themselves via online, and of course, it really helps. And for students, of course, I think they should use the internet for gathering knowledge, besides of their entertainment and communication. We have I know about a lot of channels. They actually make good quality videos so that they can understand the matters which are very hard. Like 10 minute schools, Amadeo school. If you talk about Bangladesh, there are many other channels from abroad also, and that's really important, I think.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Niloy. We know that you think about imagination, and you like to talk about imagination on our show. Once I probably heard that the great scientist Albert Einstein quoted that imagination is more powerful than knowledge. Imagination is more powerful than knowledge. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. First, if I ask you, what do you think by imagination? Make it clear for our students or for ourselves. What do you think by imagination and how it works?
Well, okay. So imagination is one of the most common things that every one of us have. So every one of us has this type of power or imagination power, whatever you can say it. Imagination is actually, before going to this topic, I just want to talk about the brain first, because brain is the epicenter of imagination. So our brain works and it actually controls the whole body. As well as with the help of brain, we can actually think about a lot of things. So, you know, we do a lot of works every day. Eating, we do eat. We go to our institution for, you know, for our daily works, as well as we also do a lot of works that we all know it's common. And sometimes when we study, we think. So this is a very important thing: thinking, thoughts. So we use our brains, we use our conscious mind. There are two types of minds that we have in our brain. One is conscious mind, and another is subconscious mind. So with the help of conscious mind, we actually think about the topics that we're reading, writing, listening, or speaking, or even we're just thinking, you know. So thinking actually gives the birth of imagination. Sometimes you want to think about a topic because you're gonna just relate to a topic which can be relatable into reality. For example, if you are reading about gravity, so just imagine that you're just reading physics, and then you're just gone to a topic called gravitational force or gravity. You're learning the story how the gravity was created, like the famous scientist Sir Isaac Newton created. He actually you know, invented the gravitational force. We all know the story that he was sitting once a day. He was sitting beside the tree, and suddenly an apple just you know fell down right up to his head, right onto his head, and then he thought that why did the apple just not go into the sky? Why just did it fall down? Why it had to? Why? What was the reason? And Isaac Newton really thought about this thing, and it really, you know, he later on discovered the gravitational force. So you just read the whole story, and now you're visualizing things in your mind, like a person sitting right behind the tree, and as suddenly an apple fell apart on him, and then he got an idea. So how would be the picture of if you are seeing it in your reality with your vision? So this thinking and making yourself amazed about the thing is called imagination. You are just closing your eyes and you're seeing all darkness everywhere, but something is really going on inside of your mind, and that is called subconscious mind. Inside of your subconscious mind.
You are talking fantastic way. That is, you like to tell we need to use our brain, our thoughts, and make an image, and think about our image, that imagination. And you uttered a word earlier that is subconscious mind. What do you mean? How does it work? Could you please discuss about subconscious mind?
Thank you. Yes, I will describe it as subconscious mind. Well, I told you before that there are two type of mind we have in our thoughts: conscious mind and subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is something which is beyond description. It's like something which is imaginary. Cannot be controlled by us, by the human body, but it can be controlled via some instructions we follow those. Like if I think every time that I am a poor guy, I'm a poor guy, I don't have money, and I am just a poor kid, and then my subconscious mind, it will think that yes, I'm really poor. Then my body, it's without my consciousness. I am not just wanting my body to be performed into that way, but my body is being performed by the help of the subconscious mind. I'm a dumb kid, and now I'm feeling bored, I'm feeling lazy because I'm dumb. But if I think that I'm good, I'm better, I'm better than this, I'm better than that, I also have quality, I can do anything in the world I want because I have desires, then my subconscious mind will also think, and it will also make my body perform into that way. So when we sleep, please, Uncle, give me a minute, please. When we sleep, we know that we have some dreams, right? When we sleep, we see some dreams in our vision. That's actually the things that we have seen in the when we were, awake, and when we worked the whole day, we thought about a lot of things, and we're seeing every single things into our dreams as a vision, as a reality. It's nothing. It's just an image created by the subconscious mind. It's it's in this part of our brain. It actually controls the subconscious mind. So it's mainly controlled by brain, but it's also one of the main epicenters of imagination or imaginary power. What are you actually thinking? You're actually seeing that thing as a picture, as a video, as if you are in that type of situation when you are dreaming. So that's that.
You're fantastic, Nila. You're fantastic. If I ask you, if we believe something, as well as if we imagine something, if we make an image for us and we believe it very strongly, do you think that one could have achieved that very thing in his or her life?
Of course, he or she can. We know that our God, our Lord, our Creator is, he told the whole universe, his whole creation, his whole creative world, that among every single creation, humankind, they are the best. They are the most brilliant, they're the most intelligent, they're the most intellectual. They have brains, and if they use it, they can do anything. So we have seen a lot of discoveries in modern science, such as the computer, the internet that we are using for our communication. We have seen a lot of cars, vehicles, as well as we have also seen a lot of people who are successful. Like if I talk about, for example, Charlie Chaplin. We know Charlie Chaplin, right? He's a famous comedian, as well as I mean, he's of course he's a famous comedian, and I just want to say that he's not only just a famous comedian, he is the most famous comedian of this 20th century. Of course, I've seen no one like him, not even Mr. Bean. We all know Mr. Bean, but Charlie Chaplin was something else than that. Charlie Chaplin, he had a lot of miseries in his life. His father died. He was very, very poor. He didn't have a lot of knowledge. His mother was sick. and every single one of his surroundings, they were treating him very badly, and it was very cruel and rude for Charlie Chaplin himself. But he never gave up on himself. He always thought that I'm very poor, I'm very miserable. I know my situation is very depressive, but I will do something that can change the humanity. I will change the human beliefs. I will change the human ways of thinking, the attitude via comedy. Sorry, I will just make people laugh, but also make them realize that we also have a dream to live on. I also motivate people. I will make them realize about a lot of things. I will just give them knowledge. I will just make them realize the truth of humanity through comedy. I will not just not only make people laugh, but also make them something to be learned.
Thank you very much, Nilay. You're fantastic, super. What do you think about positive thinking and negative thinking? Do you think positive thinking works? Positive attitude works, you know, positive attitude, and it works for anybody's life?
Yes, of course. Uncle, we know that every single one of us, before starting the point, before going to the point, I would like to say that every single one of us wants to be happy in life, right? Everyone wants happiness. There is no one who wants disasters or devastating things or depressions or miseries in his life. Everyone wants happiness. So in order to achieve happiness, we all know that we are learning to live. We all know how to live our life, how to deal with people, how to do your works properly, as well as how to make yourself happy. In order to make yourself happy, of course, you have to follow some things. So there are a lot of rules. So positive thinking is also one of them. You talk about, I'm going to the point right now, positive thinking and negative thinking. You know, positive means, for example, my father told me that, Nilay, we're going to our village home right now. So pack your bags. We're gonna have a lot of fun. And I also thought that, all right, no problem. I will go to my village home and I'll chat with my cousins. I'll play with them. I will visit the local market, as well as I will also enjoy the refreshment of the village. And then later on, I thought that, what if my father was lying? What if I don't have? What if I could not get that happiness that I'm getting here? What if my cousins are rude? What if what if I could not get the things that I'm expecting? So this thing, what if this thing happens? What if that happens? What if this thing happens that makes me sad? These things are called negative thoughts. But if I think that, no problem, I will chat with them. I will make the things to go on the way that I want. I will chat with them. I will talk with them. I will play with them. No matter what happens, I will be happy because I'm contented with whatever I have. So that is called.
Mr. Nilay, do you know Mr. Joshi Kibriya?
Of course, I know him. He's my friend.
Oh my God! Anything do you like to tell him?
Of course, Mr. Joshi, my respectable Mr. Kibriya, thank you for coming to this live session. I really appreciate the time, and of course, I will try to make myself more clear on this. So please enjoy. That's what I got to say. Okay, carry on.
Okay, then after your discussion, you can easily tell that positive thinking and positive attitude works for a man, for his success, for his happiness, and everything in life. We like to change. Anything you like to tell?
Uncle, please tell it again. I didn't get that due to network problem.
Okay, no problem. I'm telling you that we are going to change our subject to be discussed.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, we knew that one of the greatest literary architect Maxim Gorky is your favorite person.
Of course it is.
For ourselves, if you tell the life about Maxim Gorky in short.
All right, I'm trying. Uh, Maxim Gorky. Uh, the real name was, let's say, Gorky Life. Problem can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Please carry on.
Okay, so Maxim Gorky's real name was Alexei Maximovich Kryshkov. He was born at Nizhny Novgorod village of Nizhny Novgorod Governorate in Russian Empire in 1860. Well, if I talk about his life in short, his life was very, he experienced the bitter truth of common people, of the people who are, workers or low living, low income people, or, the people who are actually workers and, farmers and the people who have lands and who are poor actually. That's what experience the bitter truth of the people, the tortures that were going on through them very, very, very closely. And he was also a worker, so of course he know how the situation was. And his life was really miserable. Like his father died when he was only 4 years old. His mother left him when he was only 11 years old. And later on, his mother died when he was only 12 years old. And none of the family members took care of him. And he was humiliated all the time by every single people he's around. He had only a little amount of friends. Nobody was paying any heed to him. Him. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you actually.
Uncle, the personality of Maxim Gorky is the founder. He's the first person in the world to write about socialist realism literature. Like literature and socialism. Socialism through literally vibes. It's the first time he did it. And also the speciality of him that he traveled the whole Russian Empire, the whole Russian land through foot, only on his feet in 5 years. And he experienced the living conditions of every single people in Russia, as well as people who are suffering and the people who are not poor, rich, but not also rich. They are solvent. He actually just gathered a lot of experiences from people. He also, read books all the time. And the shocking reality of his life was he committed suicide only at the age of 19. And doctors were relentless and countless on him. He died. But later on, by the mercy of God, Maxim Gorky survived the incident. And then he realized that he was doing a very great sin, and whatever he did was completely the wrong thing. He shouldn't have done that. So he then later on tried to be closer to single Russian citizen as well as to write something of literature. Like in 1885 or in 1886.
Mr. Niloy, I want to tell you something. Can you point out three important points for what Maxim Gorky Maxim Gorky will be remembered forever? Three important points for what Maxim Gorky will be remembered.
Right. Well, we all know that Maxim Gorky was not only an author, he was also a political activist. So we all know that he has a famous writing of him called Mother, Mother Maxim Gorky. And it was the first novel in the whole world that describes the socialist realism through literature. And we also can get a lot of things. What is the other and what is the duties of a mother, what is the beauty of a mother. And it's a very, very emotional and revolutionary novel that really, inspired the people for Russian Revolution later on in 1917. So it's a very memorable work of him, I think. Of course, it's the best memorable work of him.
Thank you very much. Now we will be talking about Comrade Vladimir Lenin. You all know that it was a huge revolution in Russia. It was actually directed by Comrade Vladimir Lenin. He rolled a huge part. And we know that you have a great interest about Vladimir S. Lenin, about the revolution of Russia. Now you tell us something about Vladimir Lenin and how and why do you love this great politician indeed?
Of course, thank you. Vladimir Lenin, his real name was Vladimir Ilyich Leonov. He was a great politician as well as political writer and human rights activist. Well, I like him because he's a very great politician and he had a lot of high vision that many of the politicians at the time didn't have. And he, we all before going to the point. Before going to the point, I just want to recognize the famous philosopher of Germany, Karl Marx, because if we don't talk about Karl Marx, we won't actually get the things that Lenin had done, why he's famous for. If you want to know about Lenin, you must know about Karl Marx first. So Karl Marx, he actually wrote a book called Das Kapitals. You know that Das Kapitals? Actually, it's pronounced like this, I think. In that book, he told that without rebuilding the monarchy, and we want to establish a government of the normal people, the poor people, the people who have been tortured, where everyone is equal, and the government which has democracy and where everyone is equal, and the people who are being tortured, who are being, poured by the monarchists, they will just lead the whole government, the country. And this is not actually communism. And this thing really inspired Lenin. But of course, in Russia, we're seeing that the monarchists and the people who support monarchies, they're actually torturing the individual people who are poor and who are actually workers. And we're being tortured. And Russia is really in a very bad situation right now. It's not industrially developed, whereas every single other country is developing. So the point is, Lenin was the first person to establish socialism in the whole world. The United Soviet Socialist Republic, or USSR, is the first state ever to be created in the whole human history to have socialism in their government, to have socialism as a constitution to rule the whole nation. So it was the major impact. And he actually tried a lot. He was exiled from this era to that era, and he was a political activist. He gathered a lot of people. He actually gave a lot of speeches. He did a lot of things. He went this era to that area, Germany, France, England, Italy, Switzerland, and many other places. He gathered the people who were interested in socialism, realism. And later on, in 1898, he created the RSDLP, Russian Socialist Democratic Labor Party. That was divided in 1920 into Bolshevik. Russian means people who are majority, and usually people who are non-majority or minority. So it was divided into a lot of ideological thoughts.
Niloy, we all know that the word somehow changed by the revolution of Lenin, by the revolution of Russian Revolution. Anyway, we have come to know that you are a music lover, isn't it?
Yes, uncle. Of course
Do you
I
love
am.
music?
Of course I do love music.
Could you enjoy music from you this evening?
Sorry, uncle, I didn't get your question.
Could we be enjoyed by your music this evening?
What if I tell you that you're not going to be enjoyed by the music? What would you tell?
We like to be enjoyed by your anyway. Which musician do you love most?
I love most. I cannot say specifically because I have a lot of choices. Well, if I talk about musicians, I love, you know, Brian Adams. You know Brian Adams? He's a Canadian singer. He was very famous in the 1980s. I like him, and I also love the Beatles. It's a very revolutionary band. And I also have a lot of other choices, but as you have told me to choose one particularly, I've chosen Brian Adams.
Could you please sing a song from Adams?
Well, I don't know if I dare try to do that. Many of the people will actually leave the program. I don't know, man. I mean, I just having some problems with my throats, so I don't know how it will sound. So I'm very extremely sorry, Uncle. I think I cannot just sing.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Can you tell us how many countries ever in the world ever in the world?
Well, as of the results of 2020, as far as I'm concerned, there are 194 independent states living in this world right now, and among them, 192 countries are the members of the United Nations organization.
Which is the capital city of Canada?
Canada. The capital city of Canada is Ottawa.
How Ottawa is famous for? Why Ottawa is famous for?
I'm sorry, Uncle, I don't know much about Canada. I mean, I have not studied about Canada that well, but I've studied on Russia.
Why St. Petersburg, the city of famous for?
Yes, the city of St. Petersburg is famous for, actually it's a very revolutionary city. When before the Soviet Union was created, it was the capital of the Russian Empire. There are a lot of historical events that occurred in St. Petersburg as well. In 1905, on May 1905, in a day which was Sunday, a lot of protesters were made, or basically workers, they actually protested against the government of the Tsar. And Tsar means the people who are actually in honor at that time. They're called Tsars. And people were against him, and they opposed him of capturing all the basic needs. And the soldiers of the Tsar, they actually killed millions, actually many peoples at the time, without actually even listening from them. The process was peaceful, but actually many people were died in that incident, and that is called Bloody Sunday in the history. So I think St. Peter's is mostly famous for that. But also, yes, and there are a lot of other historical and more memorological sites in St. Petersburg to see. It's a heritage site, so it's also famous for that.
Yes, thank you very much. Why the country Egypt is famous for?
Well, Egypt, we all know that Egypt is the largest and most advanced civilization of the human history. It's mostly famous for its civilization, literature, pyramids, actually pyramids of the pharaohs, and the ruling system and the chemistry, the chemical knowledge that the type of people of Egypt actually gather. Actually, and for the mummies and mostly for the pharaohs and the last pharaoh, Cleopatra.
Why Baghdad is famous for?
Baghdad, we know that Baghdad is the capital of Iraq at this time. Baghdad was a very high and rich city when it was later on in the Middle Age. It was a city of knowledge as well as education, and it was a very enriched city in economy. So Baghdad is known for that, and of course we all know the Babylonian. We all know the mythology, the history of Babylonian civilization. So Baghdad was also one of the main cities of the civilization.
If you have any chance to go to Turoshk, Turkey, which place do you like to visit in Turkey?
Well, if I ever get the opportunity to visit Turkey, of course I'll the capital city Ankara first because it's the capital city. And then I would like to visit the city of Istanbul.
If you have the chance to go to England, which area would you like to visit?
If I get the chance of visiting England, I would like to visit the Greenwich Temple, situated some kilometers north of London City, because Greenwich is the prime meridian of the timelines, of the time scales of the whole world, and I would like to see that place. How the people are actually calculating the time.
Have you heard the name of William Shakespeare?
Of course.
Don't you like to visit the memory or area of Shakespeare?
Yes, of course. I would like to visit the city where he was born and he died, and I would also like to visit the museum where where things that he used are kept, and of course I would also like to visit his grave.
If you want to have if you have any chance to go to France, Paris, which things would you like to visit?
Well, if I get the opportunity to visit France, first of all, I will go visit the Eiffel Tower. We all know about the Eiffel Tower. I just don't want to describe it. Then I would like to go to the Louvre Museum, the most famous museum of France, as well as Europe. And then
Sorry, Nila, I'm not hearing you.
oh, sorry, Uncle. I think the connection was lost.
Okay, if you have a chance to talk about, in fact, you have a chance to meet Barack Hussein Obama, the ex-president of the United States. What things do you like to discuss with the man?
Sorry, I didn't get that question, Uncle, due to network problems.
Think you have the chance to meet Mr. Barack Obama, the former president of the United States. what do you ask Barack Obama, or what do you learn from Barack Obama?
I get the opportunity, the first thing that I will ask him is that what actually inspired him to be the president, because we all know that he tried to be the president of America multiple times, and he really did that. So what actually made him inspired to be the president of the United States, though he was a black person? And another thing that I would like to ask him is, what is his feelings to be an American? What is his feelings to be a Democratic nominee? But he's still the fan of Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, but Barack Obama is a Democrat. So I would just like to ask him, what actually makes him so proud of Abraham Lincoln? And of course, I know that he also follows him. And what is his next thing or next ambition in his life that is likely to do? That's the thing I
think you're in China, and on Chinese person you like to meet, who will be that person?
If I go to China, there's only one person that I would like to meet, and he is no other than the famous Hollywood actor Jackie Chan.
Why do you love to meet Jackie Chan?
Because he's a martial art trainer, and I've seen a lot of movies of him, such as The Karate Kid, and the acting skills of Jackie Chan really inspired me. Like, he's a Chinese, but he acted really well in Hollywood movies. We know that The Karate Kid that released in 2010, I watched the movie multiple times, and I really liked and appreciate his acting, and he really inspired me to act that way. Because I also have an ambition to act, but I don't know if I can get that. But since intellectual persons, I also have watched some of his speeches. So I don't know much about other peoples in China, but I do know a lot about, not a lot, but something about Jackie Chan.
If you have the chance to talk with Mr. Jack Ma, how do you feel?
Oh, sorry, I just didn't get him. Well, if I want to talk with Jack Ma, before telling it, I just want to mention that Jack Ma, I don't know what happened to him. He is hidden. I don't know where is he gone. He's not coming into media in these days. I don't know what happened to him, but I think he's all right. So, okay, I'm coming to the point. If I get the opportunity to talk with Jack Ma, I will be very proud of that, because when I was a student of class 8 or 9, I watched a lot of videos of Jack Ma and the inspirational biography of him. And I also learned a lot of quotes of him that really inspired me through the hard times. So I would like to talk with him because I have some similarities with him. He was also very good in English. He wasn't good at mathematics, like I am not also good in mathematics. And but he was good in English, and I can also speak in English by the mercy of God. And he's a business entrepreneur who is very successful, the richest person in China, as well as one of the most powerful persons in the whole world. So I'd like to talk about business matters, and what is leadership, time management, as well as how to make yourself comfortable through hard times. I would like to talk with this type of matters with him.
Thank you very much. If you have the chance to visit Delhi, New Delhi, which things you would like to visit?
Yes. If I get the opportunity to visit the capital city of India, New Delhi, I would like to visit the Delhi Wall. We know the Delhi Wall. It's a very historical monument, and one of the greatest heritages of the Indian civilization. So I'd like to visit that first. And later on, I will visit the parliamentary building of India, of course. And then I will visit the Taj Mahal in Agra, which is not in Delhi, but it's situated near to Delhi. I'll go Agra, visit the Taj Mahal. We all know the story of it. And then I will visit later on the Qutub Minar. So this is the things that I want to visit first.
want to go to Dhaka and you visit three important areas in Dhaka. It may be anything you like. Could you tell us which three things you like to visit first in Dhaka?
If I talk about important things in Dhaka city, we all know that it's a very historical city. Um, First of all, I'll visit the Shahid Minar, the national memorial signs for the martyrs of the February, 21st February 1952. That the people who actually gave their lives in order to rescue, in order to protect the mother language of our country, the mother tongue, our Bengali language. It's really the sweetest tongue that we ever have because it's our mother tongue. So I would like to visit the monuments first, and then later on, I will visit the parliamentary building that is called Jatiyo সংসদ, or in English, the House of Nation. I will visit that site, and then I will visit the Karjan Hall of Dhaka University, of the University of Dhaka. These are the three things I will visit first.
Thank you very much. Think you are in Canada and you have to chance the visit to the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Would you like to get the chance or
Yes.
the opportunity? Why?
Well, if I get the opportunity, I would love to visit him because he is the youngest serving prime minister in this time of Canada, very strong, powerful nation, and he's a very young person, but he's very talented, and I think he's very talented to rule a nation. And I would like to visit him because he is not only a talented politician, but also he's a very intellectual person. Yes, he's also a very intellectual person, and he's also a person who is kind. You know, he's a very kind person. He's very kind to the people who are poor and being tortured, and he also helps the people through fundraising. And of course, he's a very polite and gentle person. I like politeness, so I just want to talk with him about some matters of Canada because I don't know much about Canada that well. So I would like to talk with him. Of course, I would love to talk with him.
Thank you very much. Think you are a journalist and you have the chance to have an interview to Mr. Mashraf bin Murtaza, our national pride, and you have the chance to have him two questions. Mashraf bin Murtaza, which two questions would you have with Mr. Mashraf bin Murtaza?
Well, the first question that I would like to have is what actually make him inspired to be a cricketer? Because there is a lot of other jobs he could do to be pride of our nation. But why did he actually chosen cricket? It's a sport, but what actually made him inspired to be a cricketer? And then the second thing that I will ask him is how is actually feeling to be a Bengali, to be a citizen of Bangladesh? What is actually his feelings? I just want to ask these two questions first.
Thank you very much. Have you heard the name of Sourav Ganguly?
Yes, of course.
Can you tell something about Sourav Ganguly to us?
Oh, okay, trying. Sourav Ganguly, we all know that he is right now. He is the chairman of the IEC, of the Indian Cricket Board, and he is also one of the best cricketers of all time in India. I didn't watch his matches, but I know that he's a friend of Sachin Tendulkar. He's a very good batsman, and of course, he was an all-rounder, and of course, he was a very good player and a very charming and inspiring guy. And he's also very famous for a reality show on the Indian TV channel Zee Bangla called Dadagiri. The show is very educational, very inspiring, also very entertaining. It's also very entertaining and also very educational. So I like that show. Sometimes I watch that show.
Hello.
Yes, Uncle, you can
Nila,
talk.
do you have? Oh yes, you have the chance to meet Mr. Amir Khan, and you have 24 hours to have with Mr. Amir Khan. How do you feel, and how will you be there?
Well, if I get a chance to visit Amir Khan, the famous actor of Bollywood, uh, of course, for 24 hours, I think it won't be enough, but I will try to make my time useful. Like, I will talk with him about the matters about his life, what actually made him inspired to be an actor, as well as I'll also take some inspirations from him. I'll visit some places of India, and with him, I will spend the time talking with him and also eating with him if I get the opportunity. And then I'll also take some photos with him. And if I get the chance, I would like to take an interview of him about his life, his career, and everything. And later on, I will get some motivation from him that so that I can be a great person like him in the near future, inshallah. That's how I will just spend a day.
Thank you very much. Tell us tell us some the name of some books which you like most or love most for your inspiration, for your betterment.
Well, you know, if I talk about books, English books, for inspirations, I would like to keep the book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's a very nice book, and it actually talks about a lot of things so that you can just be rich and develop yourself, just following some rules. And it's a very inspiring book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Very nice book. I will suggest everyone to read this. Then I will talk about the book called Time Management by Brian Tracy. Of course, I know that you're also a fan of Brian Tracy, and I'm also a fan of Brian Tracy. And the book called Time Management is really important because time management is one of the most important things to be done as a human of this modern time. So the book of Brian Tracy, Time Management, of course, also has this one too. And then there is another book of Mark Manson called A Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. Sorry, I just don't want to talk about that word because it's a formal occasion. But the book is very nice, it's very inspiring. And it's also a New York Times bestseller. The book actually tells you to how to live your life without giving up about some people's and without having problems and how to be successful, just following some rules and being damn care. So of course it's a very nice book, and as we all know, it's a New York Times bestseller back on 2018. So I'd also like to suggest this book too. And there are some other books called. There's another book called Road to Success by Napoleon Hill. That book is also nice, and some other books of um, I'm not just I can't remember anything else right now about inspiration. But if
Okay,
we
no
talk about
problem,
some
no
other topic,
problem, no problem. Do you read newspaper daily? And who is newspaper do you read daily?
well, I read the Daily Star daily. I get a newspaper. I have subscription, and I read the international news as well as the editorial pages and some other pages called sports and entertainment, as well as the front and back pages of the newspaper. I read this newspaper in order to enrich my English vocabulary and the speaking and writing and reading skill of English, as well as I also read this book, read this newspaper to get some some news and some knowledge about some topics called like literature, law, philosophy, etc., etc. Because Daily Star is a very enriched newspaper, so I read that newspaper. Yes, Uncle, you can ask me another question if you want. Yes, uncle.
I'm sorry, my microphone was off. Okay, no problem. Uh, I like to tell you that if you have the chance to go to America, who is a state would you like to visit first?
If I get the opportunity to visit the United States of America, the first state I would like to visit is um, California. California.
Why California will come first?
Well, California is a very strong state of the United States, and California has an university called the University of California, which is very, very famous and one of the best universities, on the top 10 universities in the whole world. And I would like to visit the university. And I would like to visit the Silicon Valley in San Francisco. Well, now that Silicon Valley in San Francisco is located in California. And then I would also like to visit Los Angeles, also my favorite city. And most importantly, uncle, the weather and climate of weather condition of California is almost similar to the weather condition of our country. So it's very easy to manage yourself in California. So that's Yes, uncle, you can tell. You can ask me another question if you want.
Okay, have you heard the name of Michelangelo?
I've heard the name of Michelangelo. He was a famous Italian, what do they say? Artist. Of course, he was an artist, but the thing that he had done most is to make monuments. Create monuments and pictures with stones and a lot of metals. He created a lot of designs and pictures and statues and monuments with the help of stones and other things. And he's one of the most famous of his works were the La Pieta monument, and of course it is preserved in one of the most prestigious churches of Italy. And he was also a very good artist. He was not a good. He was a good artist, but he didn't painted a lot of things. But the best thing that he did was creating monuments, and he was very good at it. And it really made him famous all around the world, because it was a very historical or very marvelous things that really made Italy enrich heritage.
Niloy, thank you very much. This has been wonderful. You have been wonderful. This evening has been wonderful. I have been really impressed by your knowledge, by your talking, by your smartness, and whatever we can tell. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot again. At last, if you want to tell something to our viewers who listened to you and who commented here, if you want to make any last point for them.
Well, thank you for watching from the beginning till the very end here. I really appreciate your time, and I also have the respect for my elder viewers. And I would like to say that please pray for me so that I can be better in the near future. And I'll just get to my goal in the near future. And stay home, stay safe, and do your work properly. Never lose hope. And also pray for me. Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, and Shubharatri, Niloy.
Shubharatri, uncle. Thank you very much.